A Republican congressman shows just how moronic Democrats who oppose the Department of Governor Efficiency are, as he plays a video of prominent Democrats in the past saying that is exactly what America needs.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to speak frankly at first to the American people. We're nearing $37 trillion in national debt. What does that mean? That means that each and every U.S. taxpayer owes over $323,000. Okay? What does that mean? That means when the EPIC, which is the Economic Policy Innovation Center, says we have 18 trillion left. That's it. 18 trillion left to take out, and we're spending $2 trillion in debt every year. Folks, we're at the precipice of a debt we're like a debt cycle. We are literally at a point in which the dollar will be worth nothing. What does that mean? And we know Social Security goes bankrupt in 8 years, right? Medicare goes bankrupt in 10 years. And then 15 years from now, the dollar is completely devalued and worth nothing. So what does that mean? That means your pension, the money in your bank, your savings is nothing. It's worthless. So what are we doing? We're trying to save this country. We're trying to save your pensions. We're trying to save your bank accounts. We're trying to save this country for the next generation, and it would be nice if we had help. But instead, we have people that are fighting us on this. And, I think that I would hate to be in the Democratic Party right now because you're in a really bad bind. You're having to defend all of this crazy spending, all of this crazy waste. So how do you do it? You do ad hominem attacks. You attack the messenger. Oh, Elon Musk, right? He's rich. He must be evil, right? That's the attacks. Really, you can't do any better than that, right? Let's talk on the policy. Help us. We're trying to save this country. This is what, and Elon Musk, who's making no money doing this, is trying to save this country. Why? Because he has invested in the United States of America more than anybody, right? So I think that we should embrace it. In fact, not a single company, governor of any state would ever turn down Elon Musk and his team of DOGE from coming in and providing free services to right the course and financially in any state or organization.
It's so funny, too, because they keep saying Elon Musk is the president. He's doing whatever he wants. The billionaires are in charge of this country. He cares about the $32 in that guy's checking account. Let's be real. He's got all the money in the world. But don't you think that's the best qualifier for someone to be in this position? For somebody to actually audit the federal government? Don't you think? Why don't we just get the richest guy? He knows how to get and keep money. It's common sense. You want the best, brightest people in Washington, D.C. And in regards to the U.S. currency going to zero, that will happen over a long enough time period. That's just a fact, because every single day, every single week, every single month, the dollar just loses more and more value. That's why many intelligent people propose that you have to have the U.S. dollar backed by Bitcoin, which has a set supply of 21 million from now until the end of time. I honestly think that is the best way to keep and stabilize the United States dollar as the world reserve currency.
Someone that loves this country so much. Mr. Whitman, the formation of agencies via the executive action is not new, right? The formation of DOGE is not new. Can you are you familiar with any other previous presidencies where they've formed organizations like DOGE via executive action?
Yeah, so actually the agency that DOGE is occupying is one that was created in a previous administration. So it is something that happens routinely. But I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, there's been the Office of Budget Management was created, Environmental Protection Agency was created, the U.S. Digital Service, which is now DOGE, was created all by executive order, right?
And actually one other I'd add is USAID was originally created through an executive order by President Kennedy and then later formalized.
And then, Madam Chair, I have a video I would like to end with that just, let's review, if we could cue that, to remind, and I want to remind my Democratic friends, at a point in which you once had the majority of the American people on your side, this is what your party believed in.
This report tells us how to cut waste, cut red tape, streamline the bureaucracy, change procurement rules, change the personnel rules, and create a government that works better and costs less.
I've read it, and where it says the president should, the president will.
Among the 800 recommendations, eliminating 12% of the federal workforce, merging some government agencies like the FBI, the DEA, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, closing hundreds of government offices outside Washington.
From the day I took office, one of the commitments that I made to the American people was that we would do a better job here in Washington in rooting out wasteful spending. We thought that it was entirely appropriate for our governments and our agencies to try to root out waste, large and small, in a systematic way. It means cutting some programs that I think are worthy, but we may not be able to afford right now. A lot of the action is in Congress and legislative, but in the meantime, we don't need to wait for Congress in order to do something about wasteful spending that's out there. We haven't seen as much action out of Congress as we'd like, and that's why we launched on our own initiative the campaign to cut waste. And we're going to keep on finding every possible way that we can do that, even if Congress is not acting. There you go.
Listen, this shouldn't be a Democrat versus Republican issue. This is an issue of common sense. If somebody has your credit card and they're just spending like crazy and you never actually audit what they're spending it on, eventually you're going to go bankrupt. It's only common sense to streamline all of this and make sure we know where every single dollar of taxpayer money goes. We can't just be sending billions and billions of dollars overseas to fund these BS operations and projects that the American taxpayer would never do in a million years. This was common sense to everybody not too long ago. This is 2011. Barack Obama's talking about this. Could you imagine Barack Obama saying the same thing today? His brain has been so warped and radicalized by this crazy party of the Democrats. To be honest with you, I'm not a Republican, I'm not a Democrat. I consider myself an independent. I like to take ideas from both sides and then I'll pick and choose policies that I agree with. But in the last 5 to 10 years, the Democratic Party is a shadow of its former self. If you formally recognize yourself as a Democrat in the year 1990, 2000, 2010, you are a Republican now, because they have gone so crazy so fast. If you ask me, these people actually want the destruction of America, because why else would you be against this? And if you don't think this great awakening is happening from people identifying as Democrats to Republicans, just look at this last election. You have Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, Tulsi Gabbard, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. These were lifelong Democrats who said, I can't do this anymore. These people are crazy. And they joined Trump because he actually is trying to do his best to put Americans and America first. I mean, is that such a radical concept? Wanting America to be the superpower of the world? Wanting America to be safe, secure, prosperous. This is what we want out of a leader. And I can only fear what the heck America would be like if Kamala Harris had won in November. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this down below. What do you think Obama would say today in 2025 regarding DOGE? Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear that. And if you enjoyed, make sure to smash that like, comment, subscribe, and wish you guys nothing but the best. Till next time.